using the cash desk in PPS. So the cash desk is a nice easy way to raise ad hoc charges that are not associated to a treatment, or to add additional charges such as the sale of stock items to the charges of an existing treatment. So there are two main ways to access the cash desk. One is from the shortcut on your taskbar on the left hand side. So if I click cash desk here, it will open up a brand new window where I can then start adding my charges. So the first thing I want to do in the top left hand corner is make sure I've got my client associated. So if I've already been working with the client, they will automatically be pulled through. Or I can use the search button and search for a client in the normal way. Just below there, we can then also select a practitioner to associate to this particular transaction. We can also allocate a location and additionally a department if those things are applicable. Now, if you do have any charges filters set up in your system, so if certain charges are only relevant at certain locations or for certain departments or practitioners, then those filters will be applied. So the charges that will be available to you in this section will match those that are available to you when booking an appointment, for example. So only charges or treatments that that particular practitioner offers or that are available at this particular location or with that particular department will then appear on the right hand side or in the charges list. So on the right hand side here, this is a list of our cash desk quick buttons, and people will usually fill these up with the most popular charges. So you have control of this, so what appears in that list, when setting up your standard charges and stock items. So to start adding those charges to my client's bill, I can simply click on the relevant button, and you'll notice that's now entered that charge on the left hand side here. And as I enter additional charges, you'll see that's accumulating at the bottom here in the total amount due. Now, if my charge isn't available in that list on the right hand side, I can enter the charge code at the bottom here, and it will still pop that charge onto my treatment. Or if I don't know the charge code, I can double click into that section there, and then it will show me a list of all available charges that I can then scroll through and select from. Now, once I've finished adding all of my charges, if I then look to the bottom right hand corner, I've got a few other options here. Right at the bottom here, if the client that you're working with has any unpaid invoices or any outstanding charges that have not yet been invoiced, you will be notified in this section here. And if there are any unpaid invoices or charges that are yet to be invoiced, you will have the option to bring those forward onto this bill. So we also have additional options here, such as reset. We're able to remove any charges. We can change the quantity, or we can apply a discount. Applying a discount, if we click onto that button, we have the option to apply a percentage discount on the previous item. So that will apply to the last item that you added before you selected the discount on previous item option. So in my scenario, if I selected this now, the percentage discount that I was applying would only apply to the last charge, which is my head massage charge. If I wanted a discount on all items, a percentage discount on all items, I just select the second option here. Or lastly, we can enter a fixed discount amount. So for example, if I choose fixed discount, I can just then go ahead and enter the amount in the box here and click enter, and you'll see that's then removed that from the total bill. So when I've finished adding all of my charges and editing or adding any discounts, etc., I can then go to payment in the bottom right hand corner, and you'll see it then shows me the payment options that are available to me. So I can just choose the payment method from the list here, or if your client does have any credit, it will be shown at the top as funds available on account. So if I choose a payment method of cash, for example, Cash Desk will automatically fill in the total amount here, so assuming that the client is paying the full bill. If I want to edit that, I can do just by typing over it in that box there, so if the client's paying more or less. If not, then I can just go ahead with the full payment. And right at the bottom here, if we are using a till draw, if somebody's paying cash and you want to be able to give them change, if you check the change due box, it will tell you what change is due depending on the amount that you've entered here and the total amount due. So once I'm happy with the total amount that the client is paying, if I click enter, that then marks that bill as paid, so you can see the total amount due is now at 0. I can now go to Cash Desk Complete, which will then allow me to print an invoice or a receipt, bringing me to this screen which you're probably all familiar with, where I can then either print it out to the client, I can preview the receipt, or I can pop it across to them in an email. So this will create a PDF copy of the receipt and we can email that straight to their email account. So the other way to access the Cash Desk is via the appointments diary. So I can go through the normal process of completing an appointment. But you'll notice that when I'm ready to bill, so ready to bring through my charge, I have the normal options of create, charge and invoice later, invoice now, pay later, pay now, or the last option here is to go through to the Cash Desk. So what that will do is allow me to bring forward the charge for today's treatment. So PPS will prompt you and ask you if you want to do that. And then bring me back to that screen that we were looking at just now. And then I can go ahead and add all of my additional options via the methods that we've just discussed.